Learning. We create digital courseware using open educational resources, or OER. And we're really the open education company for colleges and universities. There are a lot of companies that are doing work with OER. We're the only company that's really significantly engaging with institutions to integrate that into their student success strategies, to guide them in how to scale use of open educational resources with impact. So we work across more than 150 institutions all around the country. We do that with really two product offerings. Our first product is the Waymaker product. This was funded through a grant from the initial work was funded through a grant from the Gates Foundation. We use with the Waymaker product, it wraps around the OER a set of megacognitive supports. There are formative assessments, personalized study plans, mastery-based exams, and then a set of tools that help faculty members identify at the earliest moment when students are struggling and connect with them in a really personal way. Once we have the Waymaker courses, we also pull the content from the Waymaker courses and put them into another solution that we call a Candela courseware, which is really a replacement for a traditional publisher e-text. So it has all of the open educational resources, and that's at a $10 per student price versus $25 for Waymaker. So if a student has a real focus on that affordability, they might choose the Candela solution instead of the Waymaker solution. We are working, as I mentioned, with over 150 institutions all around the country. We served just over 100,000 students, or supported just over 100,000 students in the last academic year. And this fall, we'll support more than 100,000 students in a single term, which for us is that benchmark of a term where we're going to provide students with more than $10 million in textbook savings because of the difference in cost between traditional textbooks and our solutions. So we're really seeing great momentum in this. Rather than delving more into our product offering, I thought it might be worthwhile today to talk a little bit about the market in which we're working. The learning materials market is a market in disarray. And we see a range of different ways that plays out, and that's driving a market strategy for us to try to navigate through what is a very quickly changing, dysfunctional market with some strategies that prepare us to come out the other side healthy and successful and one of the winners in this area. First of all, from a strategic perspective, there is such a burden of print that companies are carrying forward and publishers are carrying forward, and we've really focused on a digital-only solution. And the number of different things that provides to help us really improve learning are really critical, but one of the core strategic decisions we've made is we will not monetize print solutions because that keeps us then tied to a revenue stream that isn't supporting effective learning, that's in the past, that is very cost and management heavy. Another area where we see a lot of conflict and churn and flux in the market is this kind of fight over content versus platform versus learning design. And so is the learning platform the learning management system? Is the learning platform the publisher system? Rather than fighting that, we've said, why would we reinvest in technology that every single institution has already paid for in their learning management system? Students don't need to fund the creation of 2 grade books and 2 provisioning systems. So we really focus on the integration of our technology solution. So our value add is really in creating amazing learning experiences that work very seamlessly in any learning management system. And that helps us have a really cost-effective solution that integrates into a platform that students and faculty members already know. I started out with the failed experiment of adaptive learning, and that seemed like too strong a statement, but I will say, we had so much talk about adaptive learning over the last 3 years. There has been so much hype and hyperbole that it's been really hard to settle into what makes sense around an adaptive solution. I do believe that the kind of black box adaptive solutions have overpromised and underdelivered. Our emphasis around this use of technology, we've taken a step back from machine-driven adaptive and really focused on human-centered personalization. How can we help the students engage with the learning materials in a very personalized way that not only helps them master the material better, but builds their learning skills so that when they move into their next course, they're more effective learners? How can we use that to personalize this connection that happens between the faculty member and the student, so that they're making tight personal connections? We've moved away from that instead of a more black box, algorithmically driven adaptive system that hasn't proven in most cases to provide results in spite of some pretty grand promises around what that's going to be able to do. We're seeing tremendous disintermediation and also confusion in the supply chain. There's a tremendous amount of channel conflict where the same solutions are coming in through various channels that are simultaneously partnering and competing. We've made a decision to really use the existing channels that are performing well. We just closed a financing round with Follett leading our round, and we'll be working very closely with Follett in order to maximize the discovery of our materials as well as streamline the delivery and provisioning of the materials. And finally, we've really taken a little bit of a different solution to say we really are focusing on this engagement within the course as a core component of the student success strategy that an institution uses. That's not a point solution. And we really need to integrate what we do with the institution strategies around student success. So we do engage directly with institutions, and they bring together their faculty in working with us in these courses and adopting the materials. So, collectively, it's a set of market strategies that really have us focusing on pure digital delivery, on really designing a cohesive learning experience that works very well within the existing infrastructure, that's leveraging existing learning management system investment, existing supply chain investment, so that we can really work with institutions to tie together that improved learning experience with the student success strategies at a price point that's saving students literally millions of dollars every term. So look forward to any discussions about partnerships or future investment, and are excited to have the opportunity to be in a market right now with so much opportunity for change and new models. Thank you.